to come in right now?
No.
Okay, so I think we can
Right.
start. We'll probably have a few more people coming in, but they will catch up. Welcome, everybody. It's nice to see quite a few people here. My name is Corinne. I'm the library manager of Tompkins Square Library, and I do see some familiar people. So it's great to see you. And I think we have some people from far away here as well today, so welcome. And thank you especially for coming. We have Delphine le Goff here with us today.
Hello.
Thank you so much, Delphine, for being part of our 4th Annual Arts Festival. We first heard about Delphine from Evie Grieve, actually. This is how we at the library first heard about Delphine, our wonderful neighborhood website, Evie Grieve. And then I met Delphine when she had a sale at Lucky on Avenue B, which is one of our local businesses, and it's our favorite bar, actually, the library staff. This is where we like to go after work. And I heard that they are closing for the winter after this weekend, probably. So if you can, in the next day or two, go and buy something there one last time before they close for a few months. So I met Delphine there, and she agreed to be part of this festival. So thank you very much, Delphine.
Oh, no, thank you. For a big honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me, Corinne.
It's wonderful, and we love your work very much. And you can see here on the screen, I hope everyone can see the screen. This is a piece Delphine did of our library building. And it's on display right now in our reading room, actually. If you are local, you can come by and see and even purchase it. So that's exciting. And we just wanted to, I guess, have a conversation with you, Delphine, hear a little bit about your work, your background, how you come to do these things, and also take a look at your work that we have lots of slides of. And if people could just, I think, keep yourselves muted for now. And at the end, we have lots of time to answer questions. If you have questions or comments for Delphine, you can ask them a little later.
All right. So first of all, thank you so much. I hope I won't be too emotional because my family from France and Brazil are here. I have some friends from London who are attending, probably some people from Paris also, and some friends from Canada. So thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your support. And I wanted to say thank you to you, Corinne. Thank you for thank you to Evie Grieve, who have really been an amazing support. My East Village friends, the East Village scene, and my family and friends, everybody. So thank you so much. So what happened is I originally work in visual merchandising, and it's not a job that I can do remotely. So I work with my hand. I have to do it on site. So and I freelance. So when my gigs got canceled little by little, I was like, oh, I need to do something with myself, and everything shut down. So I was like, what am I going to do? And I am terrible with technology. So I could have learned something with computer, but it's not really my thing. So I was like, sometimes when I do a window design, I like to, especially with my accent, so I hope everything can understand what I'm saying tonight. So the thing is, like, I do a rough sketch about the idea I have to execute before executing a window. So it was like little sketch. I was like, nah, very not good. And it became a little bit better. So I was like, you know what? I do not have anything else to do right now. Maybe I could sketch my apartment, because my apartment almost looked like a window design. So I digged it. So I did this. I don't know. Can you see? Can everybody see it? Okay. So the thing is, like, this is my first sketch. So it's very rough. It got better now. And this is dated on 4th of April. And you can see I was too scared to sketch the floor. I was too scared to do the brick wall. I mean, that is actually where I am right now. So I was a little bit shy about it. And I was like, it's not too bad. So I put it on social media. My friends say, oh, it's really cool. I like it. You should keep doing it. So I sketched the entire apartment, and then I got bored. So I asked my friends on social media again, because nobody was going out at this time. It was during lockdown. I asked my friends and family, say, send me a picture of your favorite wall, and I'll sketch it and I'll post it. And people digged it, and they were like, okay, cool, blah, blah, blah. And then later on, I was like, okay, interior is okay, but let's do something else. So I started to do long walks, and the city was empty. So it was easier to see the buildings. And so I started to take pictures of the buildings. There was less cars, there was less people, and everything was slowed down. It was kind of being in a cotton ball. Everything was muted almost. So I started to take pictures of the buildings, and I started to sketch them, and people like them. And my very good friends from East Village Vintage Collective, who are part of IVIMA, on a Zoom meeting said, hey, what about we ask the people of the neighborhood if they want a sketch of their storefront? And I'm like, absolutely, I have plenty of time. It's fun. If they want to buy it or have a print of it, I can even trade or whatever. It's something to do. It's cool. I like it. It's going to be good practice. And it's basically really how it started. Yep.
Well, this is
Yeah.
it's very impressive, Delphine, that you only started really with this type of work in the spring, and you have
Yeah.
done so much.
And I want to add something else is, and that is very dear to me, because I did this art school for visual merchandising in Paris 16 years ago. And I had those markers because I worked with markers. So that didn't have a lot of colors, and some colors were a little bit dried out. And being jobless, I was like, because those markers are expensive. Like a box of Prismacolor markers with 72 markers is almost $200. And being jobless at the time, I was very precarious with my money. And I was like, I'm not going to spend that. That's a luxury, blah, blah, blah. And so I was casually talking to my parents about it. And my dad sent me a PayPal, and he was like, I'm sorry. It's like, he was like, hey, it is to support your new creativity. So thanks to my parents sending me money, I bought this big box of markers, and it's how it started, basically.
So you mentioned that you went to school in France, to art school, and is the visual merchandising what that you do for your work? Is that what brought you to New York?
Yes or no? Actually, I moved here with my ex-husband. So it's an ex-husband, so we're not together anymore, but we both stayed in United States. We went to vacation to New York, and we fell in love with it. And he had a job opportunity to be transferred to New York. And I told him, you signed for it. We just go, we just move. When I came here, the first time I came here, I loved the energy. I was totally, how you say, stuck to it. I was like, it's fantastic. It's like, I had a feeling, oh, I know it's not the same era. I had the feeling I was going to see John Travolta walking with his two cans of paint, like in Saturday Night Fever, you know, and I loved, it was like in the movies, the yellow cars, the energy, the people, the sounds, everything. And I was like, this is home. And yeah, I live here now, and I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, New York does that has that effect on some people.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're looking at a slide that you did of the Essex card shop.
Yes, so this actually is really dear to me because it's a very there's a lot of stuff on that sketch, and the gentleman who owned that place is a sweetheart. He even gave me one day a photocopy of his own Bible of like how spiritually he lives, meaning stay positive. There's always something good about things, and it's actually a little bit how I think too. So he's a very 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 nice gentleman. And that store is actually where I used to. So when I do a sketch, I do it, and then I scan to then have prints that I can sell for cheaper. So I used to scan my sketches to that place, and I still do actually. So yeah, they all scanned to that place, but they moved 2 doors down. It's not the same sign, but well, it's okay. Yes.
Yeah, you mentioned how there's so much in this piece, and it is a dramatic difference from that first sketch you did when you were kind of afraid to put in extra details, and here you
Yeah,
see
now,
put in everything.
yeah, thank you. Now you know the funny thing is like now I'm not scared anymore. Actually, when I do a tree, when I sketch a tree, I used to use only 2 greens, and now I use 8 different greens because I put layers and layers and layers of colors on top of each other. And the paper is really good because it's a thick paper, so it doesn't absorb too much of ink. And I'm having a lot of fun, like just putting all those color. One day I just like put it on the part, all the markers that I use for a tree, and it was 8 greens, and I was like, oh my god, I used 8 greens just for a tree. Oh, this is a pyramid club. This is really dear to me. It's like where I used to go at least once a month to dance with my friends from the neighborhood, or sometimes only by myself. And I don't know if he's here, but I have a spiritual animal who danced with me at the Pyramid Club. Is this big guy who names is Big Mike. He has long, long, long white hair, and we dance like this together all the time. And is yeah. I hope he's good. I hope he's okay, because I know his health is not very good. So my Big Mike, if you hear, I hope you good health.
Yeah, the Pyramid Club is a place which has touched so many people over, I think in 1979 it opened, something like that. So,
Actually, yes, they celebrated their 40th anniversary last year. Yes.
so yeah, and I also, when I first moved to New York, I spent a lot of time dancing at the Pyramid Club, which was, some years after that, but a long time ago now. So
Yeah.
when you were doing, say, on the sketch you did at the Pyramid Club, did you do it because it was an important place to you?
It is, yes, 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 yes. Yeah, I love the Pyramid Club. I miss the Pyramid Club. It's one of the things I miss the most during this pandemic is actually dancing and live music, and I really miss it. So I hope for the best and I really hope that they will survive the pandemic, because we all know that a lot of places have not even survived it yet. So I hope you to reopen. I hope to dance again, to burn the dance floor on Blondie. I really hope that.
Well, it's so important to bring attention to these small businesses who
It
have
is.
trouble
It is.
surviving now. And I think your
Yeah.
work is doing that. Here's another one on Avenue A now.
Yeah.
Say,
This is, yeah, it's a pub. So I sketched that was during the protest. Everything was boarded up, so it was a little bit sad. But I wanted to immortalize something being boarded up, and they had also a really cool sign on the storefront. So I was like, it's sad, but yeah, I had to do a little bit of that too.
yeah, it's thinking about you starting this part of your artistic career, I guess you could say, during this year when we had so many things happen, the pandemic, so many protests with social justice. It must have had a big effect on your work.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, and I hate saying that because I don't want to sound unrespectful, or what would be the better word, untitled or whatever. But it's just like, I know it's a very, very sad and awful period of time. Yet I'm a very lucky and fortunate person that from this awful environment and sad environment, I made something great for myself and also for people. Because what I really enjoy the most is so many people love my sketch, and I wasn't very not expecting this. Actually, at one point, like when I met you at Lucky's when I did this art show, I was overwhelmed because I wasn't expecting to sell so much. I wasn't expecting so much love, so much attention, and so much, it's too much big word, but recognition from people. And I got very moved, and I got super overwhelmed because I was like, oh my god, it is too much at the same time. It's just so what I'm saying is, like, it's from a very unfortunate and sad time I made it work, and I'm very lucky that I found a passion that I could fulfill, and it works, and people love it, and it feels great. It feels great. So there's this quote from Leonard Cohen that I really cherish. He says, "There's a crack in everything, and it's where the light comes through or go through," something like that. Meaning, there's always something positive in something, I think. And you can always make it work for yourself, for others. People have been very generous to me, and I try always to give back with what I had been given.
Yeah, I think that people are responding to your work at this time because we are hungry to see these recognizable places that we
Yeah,
all survive. And you do bring a positive energy to it, I think, that people respond to as well.
Yeah, that makes me happy. And also what makes me super happy is like when people say, oh yeah, I recognize that building. I know that. I was used to live there. Or and they're like, oh, this is blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh yeah. So we're like, okay, cool. It looks like something. It means like people recognize it.
So what are we looking at now?
Okay, so this is Trinity. So I'm sorry, I'm not religious, so I don't know what his title is. I think he's a reverend. William, he asked me to sketch it for him. And he also ordered some prints. So I told him, you know what, I will give you the original sketch for gift because you do charitable work. So I cannot charge you for that. I told him just pay for the postcard and the prints. So yeah, and I have volunteered there once. It was very, very lovely to help the guests. Everybody was so nice. All the volunteers. It's a great place, and it's also a pretty building.
Yes, thank you. It is definitely. Oh, here's something a little different.
Yes, that is more sassy. So this is a reproduction of the original because, okay, so I have a sister-in-law who works for Christian Louboutin, and that is her shoe closet.
Oh.
Yep, and actually I'm wearing some of her shoes that she gave me like today because I dressed up from head to toe, even if you cannot see my feet right now. I'm wearing some heels because I was like, it's all about if you wear high heels and shoes that you feel good in it, you feel good, and it's not even like if people see it, it's just for yourself first. So anyway, so this is a shoe closet, and I gave her the original, and a very nice gentleman named Damien, who actually have products at the store I have right now with other people that I talked about later. He asked me, say, do you still have the original of that sketch? And I was like, I'm so sorry. I gave it to the owner of the closet. So I redid it for him and I printed some postcard of it.
I'm glad that you mentioned the way that you dress because you do have a very detailed personal style. You
Thank
always
you.
have you never look dull. I know when I see you. Is that the philosophy behind it? Is for it to help yourself, your mood and your.
Yes, it is because also, okay, I always love to dress up, even when I was a little kid. I will steal my mom's dress. I always like to dress up for fun, and I still do. And especially with the pandemic, I was like, I'm not working. I don't have to climb a ladder. I don't have to drill stuff in the wall, so I can doll up, and I have the time to doll up. So that's what I did. It made me feel better about myself. And also I have like a personal note to say that with the mask you cannot wear lipstick so often. And so I met this woman, Rachel Felder, and so I'm wearing lipstick in your honor, madame, today, because I think she's attending right now.
Well, we do enjoy your style,
Thank
definitely.
you very much.
And what is this? What are we looking at now?
Okay, so you remember in July and maybe a little bit earlier, but I think this was from July when a lot of people were moving. And you would have all those trash on the sidewalk. There was like 400 years. It looks like everybody was leaving. It was actually very sad. You could see like how it's called les déménagements, moving trucks every day, twice a day, 3 times a day, and there was so many stuff on the sidewalk. It was actually very scary because we were like, everybody's leaving. So I took pictures of the trash and I started to sketch the trash. And I got actually quite obsessed with the trash. And I asked people, like the apartment, I asked people, say, can you send me trash from all over the world? So if someone find great trash, just send me a picture because I really love sketching trash. Don't ask why. There's always beauty in everything, Yeah.
I love it.
Actually, sorry to cut you, but actually, yeah, my brother sent me a trash can from Versailles. And I have new friends who have a little art gallery on 11th Street that's called East Village Pop-Ups. So it's on 11th Street between B and C. And I have a trash can there framed. And I have other stuff. Yeah.
Thank you. I haven't been there yet. East Village pop-ups, you said, on 11th?
Yeah, 11th Street. They literally just opened.
Oh,
yeah.
great. Okay.
Oh yeah, and when I'm
This is
talking about
here.
stores, I wanted to mention also that some friends and I, we opened a pop-up shop on 3rd Street. It's called Third and Bizarre, with a lot of artists, artists from the neighborhood, makers from the neighborhood. So it's a pop-up, and we will be there until the 24th. So you can find me tomorrow. Actually, this is my shift tomorrow. So if you want more talk or whatever, sign or something, I'll be there tomorrow from 1 to 6.
Yeah,
This,
I'm glad you mentioned that because I went and I bought gifts for
you did,
several people. It's a
you
great
did,
shop.
yeah. So this is a very dear sketch to me. Actually, I sold the original, and when I saw the original, I really had a hard time to give it to the lovely gentleman who bought it because I really love this one. I would have maybe kept it, but I was like, okay, let it go. Cannot keep everything. So this is the corner of Tompkins Square Park on 7th Street and Avenue A. And I have a very good friend of mine. Same thing. We work in the same industry. We actually work together at Bergdorf Goodman. We met there. I call him my pandemic husband. And so basically, we have seen each other all summer, almost every day, and we will meet at this corner to have a long walk back the East River Park together. So that will be our corner to meet and chit chat and catch up. And it really helped us to have those long walks during lockdown when we were jobless. And he started to make masks. So he has his mask at the store. And he's a very dear friend to me.
And let's see, what is
Yes,
this?
best sandwich ever on Avenue B, big
Oh,
cup.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. So I have a great advice. Don't get hangover. But if you are, you can get an amazing sandwich that will fill your stomach and make you very happy at this place.
Always good to have some place like that
Yeah, right.
nearby.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's happening to me every weekend, yet I have done that. I'm not going to lie.
It has happened to the best of us, I think.
Of course, yeah, right. Especially in this neighborhood. Yeah, okay, so this one is my bestseller, The Dog Holiday. I love the little guy. I think the artist is named Stick Studio. I'm sorry if I say the word, the name of this guy. So this is a bestseller. Everybody wants to buy that sketch. So I have to reorder. I just reorder a batch of it actually. Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of hangovers, you have Doc Holidays here. I think that's a place many people in the neighborhood have gotten a have
Probably.
had a
Probably.
hangover.
Probably. This is my street. So I live in the first building, and it's something that is very dear to me. Each time I walk, and especially when it's a beautiful sunny day, especially in summer, when the sun goes on Con Edison, on the brick of Con Edison, that makes me always smile. I don't know why, because I have a feeling I'm walking to the end of the world. I live in the end of the world, the best place ever. And I don't know, it might be too small, but so this is actually, it was a commission from a friend of a very good friend. And you can see on the stoop, there's a little family, which is my friend Erin and Patrick and their dog Lucas. So, but they're very small because I don't really sketch people because I'm not really good at that. So, but there's little people on the stoop. It's a little hidden thing.
So I can see now, you mentioned earlier about all the colors you put into your trees, and I can
Yeah,
see quite a few here. And did you say you do it all with markers?
always markers. Yeah.
Yeah, I think in this one in particular, I can see a lot of the strokes, and so it's interesting to know it's all marker.
All markers. Yeah. It's fun.
Oh,
So,
here's a place I know very well.
yeah, Tompkins Square Park fountain. So that wasn't. It's so funny because I was going to sketch it, and someone ordered it for a guy ordered it for his wife. So it was very lovely. And he said, "Yeah, can you sketch with the fall colors?" And actually fall. And I was like, "Oh yeah, cool," because I always sketched like green trees. So I'm like, "Okay, I take the challenge and put like all the yellows and orange in the trees." And it's actually funny because there's this also like a great artist in the neighborhood, and her name is PJ. And she does that for way longer than I. And we carried her art at the store also. And she had her own version of that. And it's great because we love each other's art. It's very different, and it's not even a competition because it's total different vibe. And we always say, oh yeah, you did this one. She did a big cup also. She was like, oh yeah, I like your big cup. I like your big. Oh yeah, your fountain. Yeah. So it's actually very funny because we do the same thing, different style. Yeah.
It's nice to see artists supporting each other's work, I
Oh
think.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh, here's
Another trash.
more
Yes.
trash. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is more moody because it was my first sketch that I did with dark, like when it was dead, nighttime. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's like it was a trash. Like, it was like just like vomiting out, and there was a lot of saran wrap just like out of the trash can. And I was like, wow, it's ugly, but it's kind of cool. So I took a picture, and same thing. There's two people in the background. So generally, again, I don't really do people, but I mean sketch people. But yeah, the trash can. Yeah. Okay, another trash. So that was on my way to exercise by the East River Park. And I didn't know actually this teddy bear was famous. I heard that apparently people are carrying this teddy bear and just putting in different areas. I didn't know about that. What I just saw, it was just super sad because it was this cart of homeless cart with all the stuff from this person and this teddy bear attached to the fence. And it was very sad, but I found it very poetic at the same time. So I took a picture and I sketched it. I really like this one. Yeah,
Yeah, I like it too.
it's actually one of my favorites. This is that was an order that is on Saint Mark, and the guy was like, "Oh yeah, it's an album cover of Led Zeppelin." So he was like, I'm a fan of Led Zeppelin, and I want you to sketch my building." So he moved actually in this building because it's a cover of Led Zeppelin. So it was super cool, and I sketched it, and it was and the thing, yeah, it's a very that's one of I'm very proud of this one. I like this one a lot. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, it definitely captures the place, I think.
Thanks. Another trash. Actually, Laura from His Village Collective had the original of this one that she bought at Lucky. I really like this one because yeah, same thing. It was an odd trash can with weird trash sticking out. There's a car. It's dirty. I think it's the essence of New York City. All those trash. Actually, I mean, I don't want to say that in a bad way, but yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
It's
sorry. You know, it's
so
so funny because when you travel somewhere else in the country, like Los Angeles or whatever, you are in the airport. That actually is a trash can that my brother sent me from Versailles. So my brother worked in Versailles, and that is the Versailles train station, and that's a trash can. So that being said, yeah. So when you go somewhere else in the United States, everything's super clean and it's cool. But when you arrive to New York, you see like gum stuck everywhere on the sidewalk. It's dirty, and you're like, I am home. It feels great. This is my street. So I'm living on the first building. Um, yeah, I really like this one.
yeah, very bright.
Yeah, there was a sunny day. So this is very dear to me. Actually, I gave the original to my godmother, who is a lovely, lovely person. So it was one day I was feeling homesick, and I took a like a decorative book, interior decorating book for the inspiration of the perspective, and I added stuff from my childhood and also my adulthood. So on the table there's a game. Actually, this is a game. Can you see? So this is a game. It's called Le jeu des petits chevaux. So it's a child game, and I ordered it, and my dad sent it to me because you couldn't find it here. I mean, you could, but it was more expensive. Anyway, so I used to play this game with my grandmother, and there is a pack of Petit Lu, which is a cookie that I used to eat when I was a kid. There is a menu from the restaurant chez Chartier, with whom I'm going. Each time I go to France and I go to Paris, I visit my brother. I mean, my family, of course, but my brother and I, we go chez Chartier. Each time we go to Paris together, and we always eat the same thing. We always share the same appetizer. We ate half of the plate and we switch. So there's a lot of little things that nobody can really know, but I know hidden on that sketch. So I really like it a lot. Yeah.
Oh, I like that sense of tradition. And I have the same way when I go to certain places with certain people. We always like to get the same thing, do the
Yep,
same
yep,
thing,
yep,
and it's very pleasant.
yep. We order a bottle of rosé. We share the same appetizer. Yeah. So this is my first trash. Yeah. And it's with the mosaic from, I always forget the name of that gentleman, this lovely gentleman who is now in a wheelchair, who does the ceramic, the mosaic, everywhere in the East Village. And so that was my first trash can. And actually there are on the lamppost some stickers from street artists that I follow. I Heart Graffiti and I Heart New York. So you see like those little hearts you see everywhere on lampposts. So I sketched that because she's a friend.
Yeah, I am also forgetting the name of the mural artist. I'm sure someone here knows it, and that maybe
I
they can
know.
put it in they can put it in the chat for us, because I
Yeah,
am positive many people
it's
know.
not Billy. Maybe it's Mac, but I always forget the name of that. Jimmy, maybe.
Yeah, it's Jim something. Yeah.
Yes. So this is a fire station. Actually, when I have the time, because I'm very fortunate. I have a commission almost every week right now, which is very, very good. A lot of people want me to sketch their buildings, and I love to do that. It's super mega fun. So this is a fire station it's on 14th Street. And actually, my pandemic husband want one of the print of that because he's obsessed with firemen.
Yeah, many people are, I find.
Right? Yeah. Aren't we all? So this is my good friends East Village Vintage Collective storefront. So I love those people, my very, very good friends, and that's their store. So we have been friends for a long time, and we really even more connected during this pandemic. We have really helped each other because also we live close by. So hanging out, supporting each other, helping each other. So yeah, dear to me.
This is a great shop. I know it is between Avenue B and C. Is it on 13th
Mm-hmm.
Street, I think?
It's on 12,
A
12
and D.
B and A and D, but closer to B.
Yeah.
And sincerely, there's 2 floors. If you need something vintage, knick-knack for the house, whatever you find it. That's a place I go to treat myself on a budget because they have like amazing price. It's even like ridiculous. It's so cheap, so amazing.
Yeah. This is a
And
great.
the selection is amazing. Yeah. Okay, so this is a new trash. So that is my dad's car. And the dog was not in the picture that my dad sent, but I added the dog. So the dog's name is Pirate. That's my parents' dog. And that is in Normandy on the coast. So behind those trees, there's the ocean. And so that's when I asked my family and friends to send me some trash pictures. I was like, send me some trash. So my dad, so in France, I mean, here too, but even more in Europe, we're very big in recycling. So there's a big bin. The green bin is for glass. The other bin next to it is for clothing. And my dad goes very regularly because we drink a lot of wine because we're French. And so, and I love going with him to the recycling of the glass because it's fun because you put the bottle in the container and makes a lot of noise of broken debris. It's super fun. I don't know. I'm obsessed with trash. I don't know.
We learned something. I learned something new about you today. So that's
Yeah,
good.
right. Yeah, obsessed with trash. I'm not sure it's a good thing or not. There's something on the screen. I don't know what this is.
It looks like this is a storefront, but I can't tell which. It says for rent.
Oh yes, so that's a store. I'm sorry, because the thing is like there was like something on the screen that said that someone is in the waiting room that was blocking the picture. So this is a store, Third and Bizarre. Before we got the keys, so when we were like, ooh, I mean, we are super excited still, but it was when it was not ours yet. So when it was still a dream, we weren't sure we will have the space yet, and so this is the store that will be open until the 24th. Third and Bizarre. Actually, I have to sketch it now. It's open.
Yeah, you should do another.
Yeah. So this is my first commission. So this lady I didn't know, and I don't know her actually. She found me on Instagram, and she asked me to sketch the place where her fiance proposed. I mean, when her boyfriend proposed, and as they are married, or they wanted to get married, but they couldn't because they wanted to do a big party, and because of COVID, they couldn't really do so. So she asked me, would you mind to sketch La Petite Boucherie, which is in the West Village? So I was like, yeah, of course. So I think that was my first commission actually. So I was like, wow, yeah.
So let's look at a couple more slides, and then I think we should start to see if we have questions from the audience.
All right.
So let's
So
look at a couple more.
yeah, so this is a series of little interior postcards. So the one that is have more pink in, that is my kitchen actually. And the other ones are basically, I was like, yeah, I mean, I sketch the apartment, I sketch people's place. So I just like same thing, it was a rainy day and I just started to look through books and I'm like, okay, I like this interior, I'm just going to sketch this. And I just tweak a little bit, maybe changing this, adding this. It's actually cool because you can add stuff on the wall if you want to. Like, oh yeah, this is too empty, I'm just going to put an extra picture. Like, I don't like the color of this chair, I'm just going to change it. So it's actually pretty fun. Because nobody knows where it is, so who cares? And that was last summer, I believe. This is I'm spacing at. It is a little island in the Bronx, Sand City.
Oh, City Islands?
Yeah, City Island, City Island, yes. And it was the same thing. It was a very beautiful day, perfect blue sky. So yeah, so that was it's a cool building. I'm just going to sketch it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and here, is this the calendar that you were selling?
That's a calendar. So, okay, if you guys want a calendar, you have to rush because I believe that there's only 3 left at the store.
Wow, I was lucky to get one. So I
Yes,
should
okay. And I do believe I have maybe 3 at home. I'm actually very shocked because so I ordered the first batch of 25 calendars. That sold like just piece of cake. And I was like, oh, I need to order more. So I was going to order 50. And then I was like, oh yeah, Boop, I click 100. So I was like, when I clicked, I was like, oh my God, I ordered 100 calendars. Probably going to have some left. But no, everything got sold. So almost.
Yeah, no, the calendars are lovely. So if you
Yeah.
don't have one, you should go. They have some at the shop on 3rd Street still, a few.
Yep. There's this, I mean, yesterday night there were 3 left.
So yeah, when we finish the talk, go there immediately.
Your calendar.
That's probably a good time to start to take questions, I think,
Okay.
from people. I don't know. Let me look. I haven't had a chance to look at the
and again, so please people be indulgent because I'm just doing that on my phone, and as I was saying, that's why I sketch with pen and paper. It's like I'm so bad with technology, which is actually very embarrassing. So
oh, I see that Megan wrote in the chat that the mosaic artist name is Jim Power.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Megan.
For anyone who has questions, if people would like to, oh, Aaron has put one in the chat. He said, Delphine, what's your favorite market color and why?
Aha! Wait a second. So my friend Aaron, one day we were having brunch and he was like, so you don't have this pack of markers, do you? Which are the marker from Chart Pack. And I was like, no, I do not. But I don't need more markers, blah, blah, blah. And I saw this acid green in the batch, I mean, in the picture. And he was like, you need it. I was like, well, I don't really. And he clicked and he ordered it in front of me. So that was a sweet gift from him.
There you go.
I see someone asked a question about the fountain that Delphine had done in Tompkins Square Park, which is the Temperance Fountain, which was put up by someone who was in favor of no alcohol. So this was put up by the Temperance Society.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because I'm so proud of it.
Anyone else have a question they want to ask? You can either talk or put it in the chat.
Okay.
One we can get, then don't
Okay, stop.
get
Stop. Wait. Ugh.
Yeah.
Let's see, somebody had something. Oh, Warren wrote, Delphine, I want to try in English. You are my model.
Oh yeah, hi. This is my people, my godmother and her husband, and their daughter from like the north of France. Hi. Bonjour. Merci d'être venu. Yeah, actually, I'm very proud of me because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get emotional. I'm going to cry. I'm not going to because it means, because I miss my family a lot. I haven't seen them for almost a year now, and probably won't for a year. So it means a lot that everybody was like, okay, we put it on our calendar. We're coming on your Zoom thing. So actually, I was thinking that the fact that to do it virtually was permitting me to reach out more people that could not have attended anyway, So maybe it's a good thing.
Yeah, that is one bright side to the fact that we cannot do these in person now. We can connect
Yeah.
with people from farther away.
And
I
you
have
can
another
see
question coming in.
the interior.
Anissa wrote in the chat, hi,
Yeah.
Delphine. Do you think
Hi.
that being from another country makes you more alive to the beauty in everyday New York? I love the way you portray normal places rather than landmarks.
Thank you. Actually, my friend from London, Matt and Anissa, they visited in February because Matt was having a book signing, and they were in my place, and Matt was like, he was like this. He's like, you should create. And I was like, yeah, I know, but at this time I was like, yeah, I'm very busy with work. I don't have the time, blah, 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 blah. And then when I was jobless, I was like, you know what? He's right. So I started to sketch. And so Matt and Anitra, so thank you so much for pushing me to do that, because I mean, I probably would have done it, but you kicked me to be like, hey, just do it. Yeah, that was great. Yeah. Thank you guys.
Someone else wrote in the chat, they're wondering, what is the community like in the East Village for new artists?
It is amazing. So here's the thing is and I'm sorry if I cry, because I might cry on this one. I have been beyond supported. I'm sorry. People have been so generous. The community is amazing. I would never have that in my own country. Probably not the same luck, the same love from the community, the same. It looks like everything here, and I don't want to sound cheesy, but there's still an American dream. I came here 16 years ago with a portfolio of window design. I showed it to Bloomingdale's. They offered me a job on the spot. And I now have a pretty nice career in visual merchandising, even if it had slowed down during the pandemic. And I started to sketch it only in April, and I have so much love, so much recognition, so much everything. It makes people happy. It's just fabulous. It's like being in a dream. Still don't believe in it. It's like, and I'm like, oh, I hope it's not going to stop, because it's almost too good to be true. So I thank you so much, and I do believe it would never have happened in another neighborhood. This neighborhood is amazing. I live in a co-op of several buildings. And I had neighbors who are friends of mine who have been very supportive from the very beginning. And they had COVID at the beginning. People gave them food. We have been like this great community. People have helped me also financially. They have given me cat food, and I have gave back. It has been such a great experience in a way. That's what it's actually a fool that we are in a tricky period of time to find that. But yes, the East Village has been really, 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 really good to me. So yeah, thank you, the community and the East Village family, I would say.
Well, that is wonderful to hear. We have
And
a lot
you
of
too,
questions coming in.
Thank you to the library, thank you, yeah, Evie Grieve, also to Bob Krasner, who take always pictures of everything, every single event. There's such a great community and such a great, how you call it, like ear to mouth, like people are talking about stuff. There's like this great network. And I love it's very old school in a way, even if we do social media. It's just like people are like, hey, did you heard about this? Did you heard about that? And it's amazing. It's just fabulous. It's a great family, I feel.
Yeah, it's true. We are lucky to be in this neighborhood, I think.
Yeah, very lucky.
There's actually, you had several questions about whether you would like to do a book or retrospective about trash from around the world. People.
I would love to do that. Oh yeah, I mean, I mean,
I think you have a few customers here.
fantastic. Yeah, I mean, I'm on the best way to reach out to me is Instagram, which is display by Delphine. I would say that will be the best way to reach out. Also at the 3rd and Bizarre on 3rd Street, 191 3rd Street and B. Yeah, but Instagram is great. It's working pretty good to me.
There's a question I almost missed from Sean that says, have you drawn the mermaid on your floor or the mural with the ship on your wall?
I have not. So it's actually my friend Sean Slaney, aka Angry Red. So this guy is actually a very, very great artist and good friend. We met at Bergdorf. He's another friend that I met at Bergdorf Goodman. We actually became friends after having a big clash and a big argument. And when I moved to this apartment, I told him, Sean, I do have a wall for you. So he was like, oh, okay, dude. So yeah, so thank you, Sean. And yeah, Sean Slaney is also on Instagram, and he also has this nickname, artist name is called Angry Red. So yeah, he's a very, very talented guy. Yeah, it will be a great mural for you.
There's a comment I just want to read from Melody, which says, I am 67 and grew up in the East Village and moved away in the late 70s. My children live there now. Your paintings have given me great joy to see my home. A day doesn't go by when I don't miss the East Village. So that's very nice, Melody.
I'm sorry. I knew I will cry at some point.
I just wanted to make you cry a little bit more.
I'm a big melting cheese ball. Yeah. No, thank you so much. It has been really, 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 really pleasant. Yeah, and big honor to be here. Yeah.
We have one more question from Terry. Thank you, Terry. Delphine, have you ever done sketches of any of the community gardens? Two that look especially good at night this holiday season are the one at 6th Street and Avenue, the one 6th Street and Avenue B and 13th Street between A and B.
I have not, but why not? Yeah, we love that. I like to sketch, yeah, trees and plants, and yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, I can make that happen.
That's a very good idea from Terry, because a lot of people in our neighborhood really love these community gardens, and I think you would have a market for a calendar of those gardens as well.
Yeah. Stay tuned for 22. Or like other prints. Yeah. No, that's a good idea.
Well, if we have any more questions, anyone can ask one now, and if not, I want to thank Delphine again for this wonderful talk and sharing your work.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I will never be grateful and thankfulness ever. Don't know if it's a word, but yeah, no, thank you, Corinne, for having me, and yeah, and thank you again to the East Village and to my family for the support, to my friends, everybody. And you know what? I always say I hate when people do that, and I'm doing it. Well, it costs nothing to say thank you, and it's very pleasant. So yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you to you, and thank you for everyone for coming today. It's wonderful to see so many people here.
Yeah, and thank you for my friend and my BFF, Erin. Thank you for the markers.
Thanks to everyone for coming, and we hope to see you at the library soon, those of you who are local.
Yep, thank you.
Bye.
Bye, thank you, guys.